What's up, YouTube? So before we get started with this video, on First Take, they're going to have a special guest star be Shaquille O'Neal, and he's going to get in a debate with Ryan Hollins on why Mr. Ryan Hollins thinks that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. So let's see what they have to say about that.
Hold on. You said LeBron James the greatest player ever?
Ever.
What about Michael and Kobe? So you just going to pass Kobe up like that?
I'm gonna pass Kobe up. I'm going to look at Michael. I'm going to look at the...
I knew it. Patron America.
Yo.
Patron America.
Kobe Bryant couldn't fill, or Michael Jordan fill LeBron's shoes. The impact that he's had with different teammates...
So to see First Take, this is why you can't have a guy like Mr. Ryan Hollins on your guys' show, because when he says things like that, I mean, it just discredits the whole show of a bunch of sports reporters and analysis that are supposed to know what they're talking about. So when Mr. Hollins says something like that, it just makes your show look bad. I mean, I know at best Ryan Hollins is a scout team reporter, but I mean, some of the stuff he says is just completely out of control. And so I don't know. Let's keep going because it gets worse.
Different organizations.
Would you be mad at me if I just walked off the show?
You can't leave.
Hey,
Any other circumstance?
Are you aware that this man has tripled and doubled Michael Jordan in assists? Assists make other players better now.
I'm going to say one thing to you, Max. I don't know the numbers like you do. Michael Jordan is what in the finals? 6 and what?
Oh.
And what is LeBron in the finals? That's all I got to say.
Shaq, how many game sevens did MJ go to? Zero.
Exactly, Max and Shaq. That's another reason why Michael Jordan is most likely or is better than LeBron James and shouldn't even be argued. Like I said, for Michael Jordan to be going 6-0 in the finals undefeated is out of control. And for him to never even let it get to Game 7 is even more out of control. And if we get to Kobe Bryant with his 5 rings versus LeBron James' 3-6 finals record, I mean, there's really no discussion there. No discussion at all. I mean, for LeBron James to be 3-6 and claim that he's the GOAT, or anybody think that he's better than Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, there's a big problem there. I mean, LeBron James, he isn't even breaking 500 in his finals appearances. So I don't even know where that would even remotely come from. But let's continue on because it gets worse.
How many times did MJ see the Warriors, though?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up.
Will you stop it?
I'm just saying, though.
Stop it.
He's going to beat the Warriors? He's going to beat
Shaq,
KD,
when Jordan retired.
No!
Yes, Mr. Hollins, I do believe that Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls squad will probably beat the Golden State Warriors. I think that would definitely happen. I think that would happen in today's game and in Michael Jordan's time period. So let's continue because it gets worse.
Yes.
They would run laps around that Bulls team, yo. Are you kidding me?
Okay, let's go player by player.
Let's go player by player.
All right, point guards, who you got?
Point guard, you got Steph. Who's guarding Steph? Pip?
No,
Harper?
I'm asking who. Yeah,
Okay, so
Harp.
look.
Yeah, Harp.
Okay.
Yes, Harp.
So he's going to chase him off the three.
Yeah, of course.
And then guess what? So you got Steph, you got Clay, you got KD, you got Draymond, and we plug whoever at the 5. Whoever. Mm-hmm. They're going to beat that team?
Yes.
Because not to mention, they're not going to guard Rodman, and they're doubling every time.
Okay, Shaq, I got you. So let's take a look at both of these teams, Chicago Bulls and the Golden State Warriors. So let's take the Chicago Bulls with their best record, which was 73-10. What was that? Like 95 or 96 team. And then let's take the Golden State Warriors and their best record team, which I don't know, like 74 or 72-9 or something like that. What was that? 2015, 2016. So let's go position for position, starting out with Chicago and then going to Golden State. And also, I'm going to throw in Kevin Durant and Boogie Cousins on that team too, even though they weren't there. But it's the same team for the Golden State Warriors. So let's go position for position. So for point guard, we have Steve Kerr and Ron Harper for the Chicago Bulls versus Steph Curry. I would say that could be a push because Steph Curry is one of the best shooters ever. That could be a push because Steve Kerr's a shooter too. Ron Harper's got that defense, so that could be a push. If not, Steph takes over from that. So let's go with the shooting guards. So you have Michael Jordan versus Klay Thompson. I'm going Michael Jordan all day, every day, without a question. So let's go to small forward. So for Chicago, you have Scottie Pippen and Tony Kukoc versus Andre Iguodala. So I have to go with Chicago on that because Scottie Pippen's a beast with defense. Tony Kukoc is 6'11". I think they can both definitely give Andre Iguodala some trouble. So I would definitely go with Chicago with that. So if we want to go with power forwards, so for power forward for Chicago Bulls, you have Dennis Rodman rotating out with John Sally versus the Golden State Warriors, Draymond Green. So I would definitely go with Dennis Rodman with that because I think Dennis Rodman has that lockdown defense that could definitely give Draymond Green some trouble. Rotating in and out with John Sally, who's 6'11", who definitely give Draymond Green some trouble. I know Draymond Green, he's the beast, but I think I have to go with Chicago with that. So let's throw in Kevin Durant to this team. I know Kevin Durant wasn't there when they broke their record, but let's just throw him in there. So Kevin Durant could play strong, small forward or power forward. So I'd go with either Scottie Pippen or Dennis Rodman guarding him. I think they can definitely give Kevin Durant some trouble. If not, Kevin Durant's definitely going to do his thing, but they'd keep his numbers at a bay. And if you want to go to the 5, the center for Chicago Bulls, I have to go with Luke Longley. And for the Golden State Warriors, I have to go with Boogie Cousins. Now, I know Boogie Cousins wasn't there when they had their best record, but it's generally the same team. So with that, I'd probably have to go with maybe a push with maybe Boogie Cousins. I don't know, because I think Luke Longley's like 7'2". I'm not too sure. That might have to be a push there. So I think overall, I would probably have to go with Chicago. Especially if we're going to play in a time period in the 90s when there was hand checking and you could literally beat the crap out of each other, I would definitely go with the Chicago Bulls because those boys know how to fight. So if you want to go to nowadays rules where everything's a foul, I would probably still go with Chicago because I think they're still tough. But I think Chicago can play in either era. I don't think Golden State can play in either era because I don't think Golden State could go back and play with those boys in the 90s because they'd get so beat up, they wouldn't even have a chance to take a shot. And if they did get a chance to take a shot, they'd be so beat up that their form would be trash because it's so beat up. So I don't know. That's just the way I look at it. I think Chicago Bulls would probably win out, but I don't know. Let's keep going.
Hey.
First of all, you got to hit those threes. Okay.
They hit them.
Another question. What era are we playing in? We playing in the big boy era where you can knock people on the ass, or we playing in this little cupcake era now where you can't touch people?
I think they win in both eras.
So again, I think that for either era, I think Chicago Bulls have the best chance of winning in either era. Definitely in the early era, I think Chicago Bulls would be able to beat up on the Golden State Warriors. Now, as far as playing today, the Golden State Warriors might have a better chance, but I still think that the Chicago Bulls can play because it's easier to go from being a violent play to easy play than going from easy play to going back to violent play. That's why I'm thinking that Chicago Bulls will probably still beat the Golden State Warriors. Even though you can't touch them nowadays and they have those shooters, I think the Chicago Bulls have enough talent there to get them talent-wise, still match up talent-wise without being able to beat them up. But if I had to bet money, I would probably have to go with the Chicago Bulls. So let's keep going.
Stop it.
Oh, hold on. Is Clay not tough? Clay couldn't play back then?
Whoever's paying him to say all this stuff, I will pay you double to stop it.
Hold on.
So Clay's tough, but who's going to be guarding Clay? Michael Jordan's going to be guarding Clay. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. You think that Klay Thompson's really going to have a chance against Michael Jordan, arguably the GOAT? Because I don't think so. Not even a little bit, Mr. Hollins. Again, you don't need to be on the show. You are a scout team reporter. You belong in a field somewhere reporting on some type of a cat stuck in a tree someplace or something like that. You do not belong on a sports show like this. So let's continue.
Shaq, how did Dennis Rodman play defense?
He played like a man.
How did Scottie Pippen play defense?
Like a man.
How did Michael Jordan play defense?
Like a man.
Ron Harper played defense.
All those guys are beasts on the defensive side of the ball. And we're just talking about defense. We're not even talking about offense. Those guys had all-around game. It's like playing against 5 different Kawhi Leonards. That's what the Golden State Warriors would have to be going against. That's what they'd be going against. And for Ryan Hollins to be talking about what he's talking about and going against the Chicago Bulls, like I said, he is a scout team reporter, and he needs to be doing reporting on some type of little league matchups with little league or soccer or something with the little kids. He doesn't belong talking sports with the big boys because it just doesn't make sense that he even try to make an argument. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. But let's continue.
Hold up, time out.
I think it's time for a commercial break.
That's just defense.
We all need to rethink what's coming out of our mouth.
Michael Jordan's the greatest
Take
offense.
a
Score on offense.
When we come back here on First Take.